It's like we worship Lord Chaitanya, who is Krishna himself, and he's as old as the hills.
He's as old as
Welcome to the Welsh Yogi podcast.
Okay, everyone, welcome to another episode of the Welsh Yogi podcast. I'm Gopala Das. You have Bhakta-rupa Das and Bhakta Peter Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
We're going to read the Nectar of Instruction. We're carrying on our reading of this spiritual book, spiritual classic. At the minute, we are on text 3 at the bottom, and we're going to go from the bottom of the page. We're going to start with this nice verse from the Bhagavad Gita. So the bottom of page 37. So anyone who's new listening, looks like we're going to talk about the contrast between spiritual and material life. And I'm sure, I don't know. Maybe you'll get some lessons by the end. I don't know. But Bhakta-rupa is going to read.
I'm going to read, yeah.
The verse.
Ya nisha sarva bhutanam tasya jagarati samyami.
That's a beautiful voice.
I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
Yasyam jagrati bhutani.
See, when you try, you can
Sanisha
angelic.
pashatomane. Please don't speak over the Bhagavad Gita.
Sorry.
It's a sacred text.
Yeah, you're right. Sorry.
Offer it the respect it deserves.
You're right.
Sorry.
You're right. I can't argue with you.
Okay. What is night for...
Go on.
Go on, Peter.
What is night for all beings is the time of awakening for the self-controlled, and the time of awakening for all beings is night for the introspective sage.
Can we read that again?
What is night for all beings is the time of awakening for the self-controlled, and the time of awakening for all beings is night for the introspective sage.
How do we understand that one then?
Wow. When sometimes you get it here in Bayview, in Cardiff. I remember vividly when I was a monk living in Swansea, when we'd go early in the morning for we'd have to be there at like 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning to start our spiritual practices. Why are you laughing? And
I thought you were going to say you have to get up at 4 a.m. to go to the Funky Pump gym.
that was the Funky Pump gym. Was a gym that was down the road.
Oh, okay.
But when we'd be there early, we'd see people on a night out who just finished their night out.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I was looking at them thinking, those guys are crazy. Like, they're going to bed the time that we're awake, getting up.
Yeah.
So that's a crude example. There's a much more deeper, meaning to the verse than that. But it just goes to show, what, how spiritual life and material life are like night and day. They might be doing the same thing externally. It's not like just spiritual life means like I just, wear a little loincloth and sandals and, do nothing all day. But the consciousness is very different and the life is just so different.
So
What do you
engagement... Do you want me to carry on?
Yeah, go on.
Yeah. Engagement in the devotional service of the Lord is the life and soul of the living entity. It's the desired goal and the supreme perfection of human life. One has to become confident about this, and one also has to be confident that all activities other than devotional service, such as mental speculation, fruitive work, and mystic endeavor, will never yield any enduring benefit. Complete confidence in the path of devotional service will enable one to attain his desired goal, but attempting to follow other paths will only succeed in making one restless. In the 10th canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam, it is stated, one must be calmly convinced that those who have given up devotional service to engage in severe austerities for other purposes are not purified in their minds, despite their advanced austerities, because they have no information of the transcendental loving service of the Lord.
Like Bhakti is the yoga of love, isn't it? And So what I was thinking, right, while you were reading that, Peter and Bhakta-rupa, was, there's some devotees like who actually might have, a lot of the time it could be imagination, but even if it's not, even if they think like they have some sort of sense to pick up on some ethereal thing of what's going on, they still shouldn't pay attention to it. In the Bhagavatam, Sukadev Goswami says it's like if you put a wild animal in a cage, the hunter doesn't trust it, because if it opens the cage, it might just bite it. So he keeps it in the cage. So someone who's in the yoga of love, even if they might have other sort of like, mystic abilities, they don't actually pay any attention to them because they're still in the material sort of network.
Mystic abilities means like Mystic Meg, like reading minds, or what do you mean by mystic abilities?
Well, I mean, there is, like people might be a little bit psychic or a little bit see ghosts and spirits and stuff like that. You get people. You get people who's on the ashram who are like that and stuff.
Yeah, I remember when I first joined. Like, we'd go to a kirtan before I even joined. Go to the kirtan on a Friday night. I'd close my eyes and I'd have this whole like psychedelic color show on the inside of my eyelids.
Prabhupada said when someone said, "I see all these colors when I chant." Just keep chanting and they'll go away.
And don't worry, Vamshi told me that straight away. As soon as I spoke to Vamshi, I was like, "Oh, bro, like I'm having these psychedelic experiences." And he's like, "Oh, don't worry, Prabhupada said it will go away," and it went away.
Was that Vamshi's voice? Was it?
Yeah. It's like Prabhupada says.
Wow, it's like wow. It's like, for those who are just listening to the audio, here's Vamsi.
Hi there, Gopala.
Wow, hey Vamsi, how you doing?
Good, thank you. Just studying. But yeah, within
studying.
Sorry, I was just trying to do it.
Yeah.
That's what he would be doing.
Yeah, he's a great soul.
He's actually such a studious being. But within 6 months, the visions went away, and I didn't miss them. Anyway. I think this is probably so
for that insight, everyone.
What about angel numbers?
Angel numbers.
I mean, you were like a quite a far out character.
To be honest,
character.
So like in the Bhagavatam, Krishna goes to Sandipandi Muni to learn the different 64 arts, and one of the 64 arts that Krishna learns is the art of reading omens. So that within the Vedic scriptures, there's omens for different things. Like if a deer passes on your right hand side, that's meant to be an auspicious omen.
Who was telling me the other day that they worked or met someone that worked in the place where you used to work in Port Talbot?
Margam Park.
With some guy, I think
in the steelworks.
Yeah.
No, not steelworks. It was a conservatory roof factory.
Yeah. One of the guys met someone who used to work with.
Yeah.
And like that Ben was nuts.
Yeah.
He was just always talking about like
angels and
yeah. All the other boys were just talking about normal stuff. But that Ben,
I was always talking about the Bhagavad Gita to them.
Yeah.
But like I caught on to like very strange parts of the Bhagavad Gita, and it captured my mind. Like it was like the demigods in the celestial realms will take the offering of the Somaras, and I'd be telling them like, see, the Bhagavad Gita, it's got demigods. Like I'd be like trying to convince them, like, see, there are other beings beyond our perception. And yeah, I was nuts. But anyway, Krishna.
I was thinking I appreciated like I don't know, just the special character.
It's a bit.
Yeah, devotees have characters, and sometimes, and that's the thing in this. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita that there might be met out of many people. You get a few that are like think there's more to life and are looking for more in this world, So, and then out of those people, there's very, very few that come to Krishna. And it's just like, you got those people out there. The people who, whether they're vocalizing it or not, but they're thinking like, there's something else in this world. There's something more for me to go to.
Yeah.
And it's like needles in a haystack. We need to look for these, and that's part of like this being a don't know, living a spiritual life is keeping an eye out for these other special souls that might want to, move forward in a spiritual direction.
Yeah, but that's the thing is like if you haven't got like a nice system to like channel that kind of curious energy into, it goes everywhere, and it's kind of what this is hinting at. Like there might be mystic yoga perfections that you can think about, or there might be all kinds of things that you can discover. But if you're not regimented, or you're not like following some sort of authority, and you're just following your mind around, you end up being the mad guy in the workroom, like talking about
That's the thing,
demigods, and you just sound nuts, even though you're like brushing against real high truths, because you haven't controlled your mind, you haven't sort of got any discipline, you just look nuts. And that's why I'm so glad that I kind of got caught by the kind of ashram and the temple. You know
I'm
what
the
saying?
same, if I hadn't found the devotional service, I would have just,
Yeah, because it's like the truth is very close. Because what we just said, what's night for the living beings is day for the sage, and vice versa. So in other words, if you're speaking about material things to a materialist, then it works. But if you talk about spiritual things to a materialist, they think you're crazy.
Yeah.
And if a materialist talks about material things to a spiritualist, they think you think they're crazy. So it's like it is night and day like that. So like unless you have that community of people that are, spiritual, then you can just get lost and just be crazy, and you know what I mean? It's like that's why it's so useful to have.
That's why this book, Nectar of Instruction, is so good. That's why we distribute it, because it really talks about the spiritual life is like, what's the word? Like, the science and the sort of regiment of it.
It's like a discipline, isn't it? It's like
It's like people train their whole lives to jump a millimeter higher than someone else, or to, throw a ball. Like I never got football. My mum loved football. She had two sons and a husband, and none of us liked it. But she'd take me to the football games anyway. I just couldn't understand it. I was like, okay, they're kicking that ball into that net, but why? And what if one team can kick the ball in the net more times than the other team, they win. And I was thinking, well, okay, they've won, but it's such a pointless activity to win at. Like why? Okay, I can kick the ball in the net more. They're like glorified. These footballers are glorified as like gods.
Yeah.
And because they're so talented at kicking a ball into a net more than someone else. For me, that was just crazy. Like I really appreciate that person because he could kick a ball in a net better than someone else. I just don't know.
It's like objectively absurd.
Yeah.
But there's also you can't deny that there's a flavor to sport.
Yeah,
and that flavor definitely comes from the spiritual world. Like I was reading in Navaj Maima, it's like a book about Krishna in the spiritual world. Every morning he gets up, he milks the cows. After he's milked the cows, he goes straight to the wrestling ring and he has a scrap with all of his boys. Like they are competing, they're fighting. And like you could say, what's the point in having a fight? Why would God want to fight?
I used to love WWE.
To be fair, fighting is more tasty than football.
UFC.
Yeah, the chivalrous wrath.
But yeah, it's like I can kind of see like why people like football. I never really liked it myself. I prefer rugby. Let's be honest, it's more of an interesting.
I mean,
game.
I even get it. I think, Wales should win. But
yeah.
Anyway, I think we should carry on reading because I think there's a real nice section here. I'm just looking at this next Sanskrit verse, and it's a juicy one.
Okay.
Is that 39?
It's Gaura Purnima as well. Should we talk about that?
Yeah. Gaura Purnima.
Yeah.
Purnima means moon, right? Purnim.
Yeah, full moon.
Full moon.
Yeah.
And Gaura is golden.
Yeah.
So it's the golden full moon festival.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
tomorrow's a full moon.
Yeah.
And so this is also it's like the birthday of Krishna, Lord Chaitanya. So one of the things we're doing, so we'll have a festival. When will this podcast be released, Peter?
Today or tomorrow.
Okay.
Whatever you prefer.
So we're going to talk a bit about Gaura Purnima, can we?
Yeah. You're the boss.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah,
Let's
because
do it.
I wanted to. One of the things we're going to do for Gaura Purnima, it's going to be a wonderful festival. We have Swayam Bhagavan Keshav Maharaj with us, who is amazing. He's one of my favorite writers. I used to be on Sankirtan. I used to go out and distribute books and spiritual knowledge to people. And sometimes I'd go on my phone and I'll check out. He used to be called Sutapa Das. I'd check out Sutapa Das's blog, you know? And he's always, like you could tell, he gave a class this morning that was absolutely fantastic. And you could tell the way that he was telling the story about Srila Prabhupada looking at the bird droppings on the floor and saying to devotees, what does this mean? And the devotees are like, I don't know. You know what I mean? It's just bird droppings. But he says, this means that the birds, even they're attached to their places, you know, because they've just been there passing stool for so long. Or Prabhupada would like crack ice with his cane on a cold day. And he says, what does this mean? And I was like, I don't know. It means that water is naturally soft, but when it comes in contact with the cold air, it becomes hard. So similarly, the spiritual master's job is to break the ice and make it. Anyway, so Sutapa has always been like that also. Like he looks at the world and then he brings the world, he sees like spiritual lessons from things that he looks at.
Right.
And class this morning was an example of that. And so he's taken sannyas now, and he's just going around and he's just giving the loving teachings of Srila Prabhupada and Krishna to everyone, and he's absolutely fantastic. So he's with us for Gaura Purnima. You also got, obviously, His Grace Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as well, who's also exalted. We've talked about that on the podcast many times. We'll do a few podcasts with Chaitanya when we go to India.
You're going to India next week now, innit?
Going to India next week now, innit? Next week now, like.
That's what I said.
Are you going to it? You're going to India next week now.
In it.
You know what I mean by that?
Yeah.
Because next week will be now before you know it.
Yeah.
And then
that's
before
deep.
long, like, time's run out.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah, sorry.
Sorry, I'm a bit fiery today.
So anyway, so we'll have a wonderful festival. They'll be there. It's going to be good. We're going to do lots of kirtan and everything's going to be fantastic.
Yeah. And
Big feast.
it's tonight, so come along.
Yeah, just tonight. Be there, but we'll be square. Because this podcast has been released in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So be at Gaura Purnima Festival. But
was-
one of the things we got to do is because we've learnt this verse previously, me and Bhakta-rupa. Krishna Varnam Tavasar Krishnam Sango Pangastra Parshadam Yogya Sankirtana Praya Yajanti Sumeda Saha, which is the verse in Srimad Bhagavatam, which is like an ancient literature that predicted the appearance of Lord Chaitanya, who is Krishna, but Radha Bhava Duti Sulitam Nomi Krishna Svarupam. He has the golden complexion and he's filled with the love of Srimati Radharani. Like that. You know, they did anyway, all good. But so one of the things we're doing is Peter is not going to get any of the feast.
Yeah, he's not eating.
There's a beautiful feast being made.
Really real.
Yeah, this is
now.
real.
This
It's
is like,
out in the world.
This was a joke an hour ago.
No, it's
Now
real.
It's
You have to learn
It's
this.
manifested.
Exactly, yeah.
Like,
He will not get,
God.
because we fast as well. We fast until moonrise.
Huh.
You know, because that's when Krishna appeared, Lord Chaitanya appeared. So everyone's really, you know, we have lots of kirtan dancing, and then the feast comes. Everyone's really hungry. They're dying for this beautiful, beautiful vegetarian feast that's cooked. You know, we really go all out on the preps, everything. It's one of the days of the year where we cook the biggest feast we can.
Tonight.
Yeah. You know, no one will go home hungry. Beautiful food. So,
The smell.
so
Can
all
you
the
imagine the
devotees been
smell?
fasting all day. They're hungry. So, but Peter will not get any food until he learns this verse.
just the Sanskrit or the English too?
Sanskrit?
Sanskrit's enough, I think.
What do you think?
Do you?
The English it's like a
Goes
long
back to-
paragraph.
Okay, the
I don't know.
Sanskrit's enough, but you have to know what
English
it
for
means.
desserts.
Yeah, that's it.
And we're going to help you in this podcast to learn this verse. So don't worry.
Okay.
We'll help
I'm up-
everyone
I'm
at
up for
home
the
to learn the
challenge.
verses.
Yeah.
There's a real simple methodology.
In fact, no one is going to get any.
just me and you eating.
Yeah, yeah.
This is the fastest
They've
I'm
got to
gonna learn
listen
a
to this
verse ever.
podcast and learn this verse. Otherwise, no one is getting any feast at Gaura Purnima Festival. No, we'll make exceptions. So we're going to help you with this
Peter's
verse.
sweating over there, but
Okay.
This is the fastest I'm ever going to learn a verse.
Yeah. Don't
It's
worry,
gonna
we're
be
here
in
for
it.
you.
And
So-
can I just ask Gopala, are we going to get him to say it into a mic in front of everyone?
No,
Oh.
please.
Like
That's a
I like the
wonderful idea.
I like the idea of making a whole thing of it. Like
That is a wonderful idea.
What is happening?
That's gonna happen. Here we go. Here we go.
He's gonna learn this verse.
No, this is actually a blessing. I'm
Okay.
seeing it as a curse, but it's actually a blessing.
So here we
Go
go.
on.
So the first Krishna Varnam Tvishar Krishna.
Krishna
Varnam
Varnam Tvishar
Krishna.
Krishna.
So here
Can
we
we-
got.
Can I just ask for the listeners what verse it is in case they want to find it
Oh
themselves?
yeah, this is Srimad Bhagavatam 11.5.32.
So right, SB 11.5.32.
Veda base.
Go into
On
Veda
Google-
base.
On Google.
Google Veda base and click it, and you got all of Prabhupada's books there. Go to Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 11, Chapter 5, Text 32.
Cool.
Okay, so, and I forgive me if I get anything wrong, listeners at home. Krishna Varnam Tvishar Krishna. So, Krishna Varnam, translation here is repeating. So it says repeating the syllables Krishna. So the fact that's what Krishna Varnam here means. It means he's always chanting the names of Krishna. This incarnation that is predicted to come, what is his qualities? A special incarnation. He's Krishna Varnam, which means he always chants Krishna. But Krishna Varnam, because a Varna is like your work, right? It's like Varna can also mean like you got a job,
You mean
what's your-
color also? Like
Yeah,
Pitta Varna?
Yeah,
It's like
exactly.
golden color.
so you're
form.
getting it now. You're getting it. So
Because
he
Krishna
could be
Varna means black
exactly.
color.
So he could be. So he could. It means Krishna Varnam. He's always chanting Krishna. Always talking about Krishna. But also, or it means, like you said, he's Krishna, like blackish in color. Yeah. But he's Tvashar Krishnam. But he's also at the same time not blackish. Okay. He's
Okay.
Tvashar Krishnam. It says not black, which means he's golden.
Yeah.
So he's Krishna, he's blackish, but he's not black. He's Tvashar Krishnam. Krishna Varnam Tvashar Krishnam. And every time Prabhupada would quote about this, he would refer back to another verse of Srimad Bhagavatam where Krishna, let me try and remember. Is it Gargamuni, Bhakta-rupa, who comes and gives Krishna's astrology?
Yeah, definitely.
He speaks to Nanda Maharaj, and it's him that he talks about the different incarnations that will appear. And he says that the incarnation that will appear in this Kali Yuga, in this time, is golden. So by that reference, Prabhupada always says that he's Krishna Varnam, he's black, but not black, and not black means golden.
Wait, so you're saying Gargamuni already predicted that he's going to be golden
Yeah.
How does
Really?
not black mean golden?
Because of that verse.
because of that
Because of
verse?
that verse.
Because referring to another verse in Bhagavatam, so everything's from Shastra. That's why people who come and say, I am God, you have to say, okay, one is you say, okay, well, where's a universal form? Like Arjuna asked Krishna, okay, well, show me a universal form to prove that you're God. And then the most, terrifying, glorious, universal form is manifest. But also any incarnation should be mentioned in Shastra. That's the check and balance system.
Yeah.
So, Krishna Varnam Tva Krishnam. Say it, Peter.
Krishna Varnam Tvishar Krishnam.
Krishna Varnam
Tvishar
Tvishar.
Krishnam.
Great. Let's go to the next line. Sango Pangasta Parshadam.
Sango
that's-
Pangastra Parshadam.
Sango Pangas.
Parshadam. So again, it's easier if you break it down. Okay? So Sango, Sa-anga, along with his associates. Like Sangha, and Anga
Anga.
then
Limbs.
means limbs.
Right.
Long limbs.
So that's a good way to remember it.
Antaranga.
Sangha, because we have Sangas, which means, good together. And Anga means limbs. Sangha, Anga.
Yeah.
So Parshadam. You can remember that by Parshadam, but it's a different word. Parshadam. Sango Angasta Parshadam.
Yagya. Sankirtan prayer. Oh, we're still on those.
Yeah.
Wait, but what does Parshadam mean?
Parshadam means confidential companions. Sorry. Yeah. Astra as well. Astra means weapons.
Yeah.
Astra.
Like Brahmastra.
Yeah, exactly. Brahmastra. So Sango Pangasta. He comes with his weapon.
Voxel Astra.
Yeah. Okay, is that what you remember?
It's a weapon.
Happy days.
So the Anga's limbs are like servitors because they're so dear to him and close. So this is the Panchatattva and all of Lord Chaitanya's associates. He's Sango Pangasta Parsharam. Sangha, he becomes with his associates. Along with, he comes with his servitors. It can also Anga these. Sorry, so I'll keep going. And Parsharam, confidential companions. The Astra as well. So Astra is weapons. Lord Chaitanya's weapon would be either his beauty or his chanting of the holy name.
As musical instruments. I heard that. The mridanga is a weapon. The kartals are a weapon. And they kill the demon of the materialistic mentality.
Yeah.
You know, like other Krishna incarnations, they literally kill demons with weapons. He doesn't kill demons, he kills demoniac propensity.
Yeah.
It means like your ego, your desire to like enjoy everything in this world for yourself. Put yourself in the center. So the kartals and the mridanga are killing that.
Yeah.
Dum, dum, dum. It's powerful. With the mantra too.
And the holy name. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Next verse should be also easy to learn. Yagya Sankirtan. Prayer.
Prayer.
Yeah.
Prayer.
Bhakta-rupa, do you want to talk about this?
Yagya Sankirtan.
Yagya Sankirtana prayer.
This incarnation that comes in the future, who's already come, he will. What's the yagya, or that means sacrifice? Like you go to, like especially in like Hinduism, there'll be my big yagyas.
Big fire, like.
Yeah, like even at a marriage, you might have a big yagya, a big fire.
Right.
But actually, the real yagya for this age is yagya sankirtan. He tells people the sacrifice of just all you have to do is just chanting the holy names of God. That's the most supreme sacrifice. You don't need actually all these big yagyas and all these big like ceremonies and things like that. You just need to chant the holy names. That's all you need to do.
It's a much easier sacrifice because the old Vedic fire sacrifices, you have to be like super clean, you have to wear cloth at the right thing, you have to do it at the right time of the day, you have to construct the astrology and have all of your different paraphernalias and ghee. Like it's such a complicated thing to do real Brahminical sacrifice, but all we have to do is chant Hare Krishna. It's so simple and sublime, and it's more powerful than the whole palaver of the fire sacrifice. We still do the fire sacrifice, isn't it? But it's not the main thing. Like,
is that for just an impression, to leave an impression on us?
Samskar, like,
It's quite auspicious to try, I guess.
Yeah. When Srila Prabhupada opened the Vrindavan temple, he got the local brahmanas, local priests, to do the fire sacrifices. But Prabhupada said, this is actually just for the people, so they'd accept it. You know, they might not understand, but Prabhupada said that by actually the deities in the temple are being properly installed by the chanting of the holy name.
so what's the
What
summary?
do you think, Priya, so far?
Yeah, sounds like an amazing verse.
Do you think
Can't
you're going to
believe
get it?
I think so. I think this is going to make a deep impression. But I'm gonna put in the work.
What's the last line then?
Let's have a look. Yajanti hi su made her saha.
Okay, what's the word for word then?
Yajanti hi sumedha.
Yajanti, they worship.
Wow.
Thank you.
That was just an angel, everyone who just came in.
Krishna Varnam Tvisha Krishnam Sangopangastra Parshadam Yagya Sankirtana Prayer Yajanti hi sameda saha. Beautiful verse, like,
Yeah.
boom.
Yajanti, they worship. He, certainly, su medasaha, intelligent persons. So
Yeah.
the intelligent persons.
So clever
worship.
people worship him, like.
That's that.
I could give them
So
Welsh.
basically that means the clever people worship him. Like,
It's a fact, like. It's true though.
Great.
Can I share a hack on learning verses? If people like a trick, if someone wants to learn a verse, for instance, because it's a very nice activity to try and learn a verse, and you can then remind yourself of it.
yeah, so it's a way to trick your mind in order to always think of spiritual subject matter.
Yeah, like
You know?
sometimes you're just doing your thing and the verse pops in your head.
Yeah, does it?
Yeah, I got. Do you want one of my favorite Lord Chaitanya verse?
Your favorite Lord Chaitanya bit?
Yeah, yeah.
Go on.
It's written by Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya,
Uh-huh.
goes, Vairagya Vidya Nija Bhakti Yoga Shikshatamaka Purusha Purana Shri Krishna Chaitanya Sharira Dari Kripam Buddhiryas Twamaham Prapadye.
Wow.
Beautiful. I can't remember what it means, but the verse is... I got a gist of what it means.
Yeah, go on, just
It's like...
give us the gist.
It's like we worship Lord Chaitanya, who is Krishna himself, and he's as old as the hills.
He's as old as the hills. Wow. That's so beautiful. As old as the hills. As if like, oh, those hills are really old. Like,
Yeah.
wow.
Have you ever seen a new hill?
Lord Chaitanya.
Have you ever seen a young hill?
Yeah.
I've never
I've
seen a young...
where are you from? Yeah, Port Talbot. You know, I've worked in those Port Talbot, and I've seen that big hill. And
Lovely
it's like,
hills. Port Talbot.
well, those are, yeah.
Anyway,
He's almost as old as he's as old as the Port Talbot Hill. God, really? Yeah.
I can't, be honest, I can't really remember but I know it's nice. And then the next one, the last line, I forgot because
It's okay, go on.
But the last line goes Gadam Gadam Liyate Chitta Bringaha, and it's
Sanskrit is beautiful. Isn't
yeah,
it? Yeah.
but that last line means let my mind,
Yeah.
which is like a honeybee, take shelter in the flower of Lord Chaitanya's lotus feet.
That's a nice one.
You know, Gadam Gadam Liyate. Let me merge with that
Yeah,
flower,
yeah.
like a bee merges into the flower.
Yeah.
So let my mind merge into thoughts of Lord Chaitanya.
You might be looking at flowers and the bees going around collecting honey, and that verse might pop into your mind, and it's like
Exactly, yeah.
instant connection to Krishna.
You know, my favourite Lord Chaitanya verse is it's quite an easy one, but Shri Krishna Charam Boje Prema Mita Maha Bodhi Namaste Dinadina Swam Kavachit Kim Sri. Is it Lord Chaitanya as a Shri Krishna Charam Boje? He's an ocean of mercy. Please, he's an ocean of mercy. Please be merciful to me, the most fallen of all fallen people.
Wow. Yeah.
Please be merciful to me, the most fallen of all fallen people.
The most fallen of all fallen.
It's just such a beautiful. I really like it. Maybe it's because I'm so fallen. But
It's true.
what's that? Yeah, I know that.
True.
Well, yeah.
You are.
I know. Thanks.
Extremely.
Yeah. But it's
Yeah, there's so much.
beautiful. because he's sorry, but
Go on.
because he's so merciful.
Mm.
You know, like it's Gaura Purnima today. We're talking about Lord Chaitanya. Also, I guess we're trying to speak just in case there's someone who doesn't understand who Lord Chaitanya is. You know, so we're trying to sort of introduce him, but you know, he's just, for one who's practicing spiritual life under the guidance of Lord Chaitanya and his followers, and actually practicing that, the mercy and like spiritual ecstasy. It's more than that. It's more than spiritual ecstasy. It's just love and compassion and like that's coming from Lord Chaitanya is just unbelievable.
Yeah.
And you can really feel, especially days like this where it's Lord Chaitanya's birthday, which means these special days are mothers of devotion, and the mercy really, you know, when it's someone's birthday and you give them presents and all that, you know, on your birthday you're always happier.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Hey, it's my birthday today, and everyone's saying happy birthday to you, and you want to, you know, the Vedic system is that you don't get gifts on your birthday. You actually give gifts on your birthday because it's my birthday. I was born, but I will need everyone's mercy, so I give gifts to everyone. So Lord Chaitanya is like that. He really gives out. He's going to give out the mercy today.
And that's what that verse, isn't it? He came to bring Sankirtan. So what gift? If you're in the Sankirtan tomorrow or tonight, whatever, just come and get a mercy, like.
Yeah. And Peter is going to go there. He's going to get the mercy
by reciting.
Yeah, but whether or not he gets the mercy of the feast prasadam will depend on whether he's learnt this verse.
Okay, challenge accepted.
Challenge accepted.
Wow.
Thank you, everyone, for listening.
Can I didn't share, though, for people who want to learn a verse.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, it's Vamshi taught me this, the scholar that we alluded to him earlier.
Scholar.
But he said, if you just find a verse that really resonates with you, so you're reading the Bhagavad Gita, or maybe this verse Peter's learning, and all you have to do, when you wake up in the morning, just read it out loud, the Sanskrit and the translation 21 times.
Can I just say that Vamsi got that from me?
Okay.
You know,
Wow.
I told Vamsi that.
Okay.
I got, you know, I'm sure.
Maybe I got it from you then.
I think you got it from me. Let's go with that.
Okay.
So what? Remember, can you tell the audience what
Actually,
I taught you?
Wait.
Yeah.
No,
Do you,
I just remembered I did get it from you.
thank you.
Like
I get overlooked.
I got it from Bamsi. I guess.
No. This is where I got it from you,
Thank you. You
Gopal.
put your hand on me.
I touched you.
like a loving.
I just
loving
remembered.
brother.
So the
Thank
verse that Gopal gave me in Exeter,
I love you, man.
Exeter
I love it.
2020, Exeter 2020. I was a new boy, and Gopal opened a Bhagavatam, 1-17, and he said to me, "This verse is the one that you want to learn." He said, "Very easy to learn."
I did. Yeah,
You did.
I remember that.
And you made a deal of it too.
Yeah.
You made me say it in class.
Yeah.
The same way. But he said, just read this verse.
Samvatam Svakara Krishna.
Shrinvatam Svakata Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtana
Bhadrani Vidyanoti Saritsatam.
I'm so sorry
such a
for giving the
beautiful
credit
verse.
to Vamshi, Gopal.
Yeah,
I'm so
We
sorry.
were out there in the thick of it. It was a whole thing.
I'm so sorry.
Freaking hell, Vamsi. I tell you, like,
He takes the claim sometimes because, he's impressive, but
but I'm a quiet,
You're the
I'm a quiet scholar. You know? I just don't make a fig of it
yeah.
like Vamsi does. You know what I mean? I'm like, I'm a quiet scholar myself.
Yeah. But yeah, then I learned
Lovely.
it. So anyway, you said read it 21 times for a week, you'll know it.
It's maybe 24.
I do.
Well, maybe
24.
you do 24.
It actually came from the devotees in New Zealand. They actually looked, and it actually comes from a professional study.
Yeah.
If you want to learn anything,
Yeah.
it's 24 times in the morning. Then it's maybe Vamsi actually did tell me. I think that's it.
I knew it.
But I told you.
It smelled like Vamsi. I changed it to 21.
Yeah.
So if you want to learn it,
Portal, you do 21 times.
forget 24. Okay, I gotta go now, boys.
Okay, thank you for the podcast.
Where does it come from, though? The method.
Oh, you can talk about that.
Where's you got to go?
Last
It's
minute.
bedtime. Like,
Last minute. It's 60 seconds.
go on then.
Yeah, Mrs. is calling.
Yeah, the missus.
He's got to speak to the Mrs. on the phone.
No, my phone's dead, and she's probably having a heart attack.
Sorry, Peter. Go ahead.
Well, where does it? What's the
New
is there any
Zealand, mate.
scientific origin for the number 24? Or?
There is. Look it up on Google.
That's
It comes from. No, honestly, it comes from a
'Cause it works.
study.
It really works.
Yeah, but I think it's just 24 times in the morning. Then it's like 32 in the middle of the day if you don't do the morning.
Yeah, because it's tougher.
And then you have to do it like 40 times at the end of the day or something.
Wow.
Because the morning is the best time to remember stuff.
Yeah.
So it's, honestly, you just have to do 24, read it 24 times in the morning, and then you don't need to worry about it.
And you will. I promise you, in a week you'll know a verse,
Yeah.
and then you can show off.
I know I'm doing.
But remembering it one day,
Yeah, that's going to be 21 times every.
you just
every
got to
20
you got to
minutes.
just chant this verse all day.
And the English,
No,
because I
just-
like the
just
English.
get-
I like learning the English.
All right, well, learn the English. Okay,
Learn the English.
If you made it harder for yourself, Sanskrit and English.
English is
No
for dessert.
prasadam.
English is for dessert.
Okay.
If you want dessert, you give us the
okay,
English.
good one, yeah, for that, bro.
Nice one, bro.
Okay, let's just read the Welsh yogis.
Hey, thanks for that method, by the way, Gopal, in Exeter 2020.
Yeah. Thank
Yeah,
you.
life changing.
Life change.
If I get anything that's good, I share it.
Yeah.
So thanks, Vamsi, for if it was Vamsi. I think it was Radhi Kesh, actually. It was Radhi.
It doesn't
Anyway.
really matter who.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't really matter.
It doesn't matter. It all comes from Krishna.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry
I-
to
That's a
say.
good note.
I love everyone on this podcast, by the way. I just want to say that. And I
Thank you.
love everyone who listens to it.
Wow.
And I just love everything to do with this podcast. It's the best thing in the world. So,
Okay, that's a sound bite. For the
I gotta
next
go
thing.
and
Hi, Krishna.
see you later.
Hare Krishna.
Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutale Shrimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namani Namo Namaste Saraswati Devam Gauravani Pracharini Pachacharya Satarini